You do
sound
also
good.
like,
It always does that.
Oh yeah,
Didn't
it
give us
started.
a
Yeah. We're on live.
We all look good.
Yeah.
We've got a few
Around the
people
world.
in the comments already. Look, we've already got a few people. Everyone just wants the world record for GB. Look at this. It's like everyone's just getting on GB. Wow.
Jeez.
Look at that. Guys, you're in the wrong chat because these guys, they're Australian or American or whatever. They don't like GB. I get it. We're really good. And we've got a great relay. Better than the Australians, better than the Americans. But these guys
I'm gonna
are really
laugh
great.
so hard, dude, when you guys don't win gold, you don't break the world record, and we're gonna come back on here, we're gonna replay this clip and go, ha, Sonny, sucks to be you.
We've discussed this. You've got 4 countries to pick from. It's a disgrace if you don't break the world record.
4 countries to be.
It's a lot of pressure. A long way to fall if you don't win.
Oh, my gimbal's just fallen as well. Look, look, we've all gone sideways here. Look, what's going on here?
Yeah, you Brexited from the internet.
Oh no!
So, hey, the countdown is on. Only a couple days away from the start of the pool events. World Aquatics Champs has finally arrived. So we're going to go through all 42 events, aren't we? And all 1,000 swimmers and all 190 nations. So bear with us for the next 8 hours while we go event for event.
Actually,
no, we're not.
You know, I need to correct you, by the way. It has started because I found out yesterday they swam a 4 by 1,500 meter open water. Relay. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? You can't put a 50 fly up, but you put a 4 by 100 mixed open water world championship. I'm like, this is nonsense, complete nonsense.
I think we'll save that for another show about events to pull out and events to put in. But to get our World Champs preview going, I think we go around the group. First things first, what's going to be the biggest hit from this World Champs in at the end of the 8 days? What's going to happen? Hawke, why don't you lead us off? What's going to be the big thing? What's going down?
Oh, listen, the only thing that I'm super excited about, and I love that word, super excited. No, I am just pumped to see Popovich and Chalmers going head to head. This is just the event that I want to see. Chalmers is finally at his best again. He's healthy. He's happy. He's pumped up. He's winning. He's everything you want him to be right now. And then you've got David Popovich, who's the defending champion, who is just being under the radar for some reason. He's just flying low. For me, I'm always going to go to 100 freestyle, but this one seems like it has everything you want it to have. And then you've got your other players in the mix, right? Like you've got these two superpowers going head to head. And then you've got, a bunch of other guys who are in this mix to possibly get under 47. I want to see more guys under 47. That's ultimately what I want to see. I don't want to see a world championship won at 47 again. I want to see a world championship won where somebody swims a 46. That's what I'm pumped up about.
Predicting world record in that 100 free?
No, I don't think so. I think they just creep under 47. I think it'll be one in 46.9. But listen, I love David Popovich to the moon and back. I'm the director and chairman of his fan club, self-appointed. But listen, Kyle Chalmers is a gorilla. I've told all of you guys this. He is at his best right now. So just the head-to-head with these, and they have the same race plan. Like they're going to go out, in 22 high, 23 flat, and they're gonna race home. And it's like, who's going to get their hand on the wall? And Chalmers has already lost a close race at the Olympics. This is just going to be a cracker. And then, like I said, then you've got a couple of other guys that are in the mix. I don't know. This 100 freestyle is shaping up to be a real winner.
You know what's kind of crazy is that Kyle Chalmers has never won a long course world championship title in the 100 freestyle.
There you go.
This is the only thing his only thing he's chasing. He's won everything else. Commies, obviously Olympics, but short course as well. So this is the only thing he said that's left in his little tick list.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Nathan, for you, what's going to be the big takeaway from the meet, you reckon?
I think one of my big predictions is I think the American women are hot, man. Like we're coming off world champs. This is my prediction. We're going to win a medal in every single event in the pool. The American women. Write it down.
Whoa.
Book your
Write
ticket.
that down.
Why'd you say in the pool? Because you already lost one in the open water.
Oh, dude. If you want to, I'm thankful we got a medal in the open water, but man, open water in America is so far behind. So we got to talk to USA Swimming about this. This is embarrassing. As much water as we have over here to swim in, we should be better. We're getting our asses handed to us, especially on the men's side. I think we go at 18th place or something in the 10K. We're this country that was built off of hard work. What's going on? What are we doing?
You sound like a Ford commercial right now.
Thank God Katie Grimes came in here and snuck on a third place in the 10K, and then she dipped out and didn't swim the 5. You know, she's getting ready for the pool. Yeah. You know, because we're got a lot of medals to get on the women's side in the pool. All right, men's side maybe that's a different story.
I just went through every event in my head, and Nate G obviously done the same because there's no chance the American get a 200 free medal. Like no chance. Like it's
good luck.
Impossible.
Impossible.
Impossible. Okay. Yeah.
Who gets it then, Nate? If you're getting
Claire
predicting medal,
third place, calling it.
Okay.
I like it. Wow. Oh, yeah, mate, that women's throwing is going to be epic. Sonny, apart from the Great Britain world record in the 4x2, what other highlights are going to happen here in Fukuoka?
Well, my call is that there is more than Nate said he's not having this, but I reckon there's going to be more than 10 world records at this event. More than 10 double figures world records.
Yeah. So look, mixed medley, mixed 4x1500 open water. Those relays don't count.
No, they do.
No.
Like
new events. Every time they swim, they get a world
record.
All
right, wait. Okay, wait. How about we go? How about Sonny? How many individual world records?
I look my call is just 10 world records, including the mixed ones that are like guarantees. You know, I don't know. Individual 7 individual. I guess.
How many world records did we have at the last World Champs in Budapest? We had 2. And you know what was super bizarre? No women. That ain't going to be the same this time.
Well, I mean, within that 7, I think every women's backstroke event will see a world record, and I know Meagen's going to jump in and be like absolutely on that train. You know, she's early before we went live. Meagen goes, "I've got a wild prediction.
That's not my wild.
Is going to get a world record." And I said, "Come on, Meagen. I know you like Kaylee and Bowley, but not wild, is it? Come on."
No,
Sonny,
that's not even my
camera looks
wildest
amazing.
one. That's not even my wildest prediction.
But you agree,
yours is wild. That many
women,
world records is wild. I like it.
It's pre-Olympic year, and everyone is swimming so fast. And look, we've talked about it before. It's not about who's not there; it's about who's there. But last year, a lot of people were commies or having a year off, and this year, everyone's there. Everyone's there, and everyone has earned their right. And it's going to be fast. It's going to be really fast. And like I went through all the events earlier and said which ones I think has a world record chance. And the amount of events that have an active world record holder in said event is huge. And if there's an active world record holder in an event, you're already on the way for a potential world record. It's like David Popovich, right? He was 17 when he set the world record. He's now 18 and he's racing again. Like, how has he not got a chance? And I don't even know if he's the favorite for the 100 free, according to Brett. So, you know, like, that's why there's going to be world records. It's going to be fast and it's going to be world records.
Okay, so you got the three women's backstrokes, and then you put Popovich possibly in the 100 free. So that's 4. You got 3 left. What are the other 3?
Well, why don't on the second time around we go through the world records and see what you put your house on for what you think will be world records and not. And we'll go to Megs and see, Megs, what's going to be the big takeaway in the backstroke?
I mean, I have a couple, obviously. 100, 200 backstroke. I think world records, definitely. I agree with Sonny. World records in both 100, 200. Whether it's going to be both for Kaylee, I think she's definitely going to get the 200 world record. 100, I think her and Regan are actually going to both break it. Don't ask me who's going to win it. But I think they're both going to go. But I also can't wait for that 400 freestyle for women. I would like to say I'm going to back Ariane Titmus, but the moment I'm backing Summer McIntosh, Titmus for second, Ledecky for third. So that 400 freestyle, obviously for women, is definitely going to break the world record. So I think 200 backstroke, going back to that, I'd like to see Kaylee out under 60 seconds. I can see a woman going 202 for the 200 backstroke, and that is insane. PB plus 2.5, she's 57.4 in the 100. So if you can go out PB plus 2.5, she can do that easily in a 200 backstroke. And her back end speed, we know she's good at that. So if she can get out under 60 seconds, I think she's going 202. She can drag Regan Smith, out with her. I think it's going to be a nice little battle down that third and fourth 50. So that's my predictions: 100, 200 backstroke, world records. The 400 freestyle, obviously, we're going to talk about that. So that's that's going to be a spicy 400 free for
Sonny
women
doesn't
as
think
well.
It's going to be a spicy 400 free. He thinks it's going to be a demolish from the Canadian.
Is it a world record, Sonny?
Oh, yeah.
Is that in your predictions?
He's been calling it for weeks, months.
I mean, this is not one of my predictions or something I've really thought about, but if you want a real wild prediction, 4 world record Summer McIntosh. That's a wild prediction. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2 IM, 4 IM. Oh, she's not doing the 2 IM. She's let me down. Sorry, no, we can't have it. 3 world record Summer McIntosh. Oh, she's let me down. This is it though. This is like Leon Marchand not doing maybe not doing the 2-breasted. But
I think he's
Summer
doing
not
it.
doing the 2 IM. These are like these crazy things. Like, why is Summer not doing the 2 IM?
Well, let's talk about that. And I'm listened to Sonny talk about it, and I'm converted. And I'm going to save you all a ton of time. 42 events, 190 nations, over 1,000 swimmers. Listen very, very carefully. There's only 2 words you're going to need. All the media, all the broadcast, the print, the podcast, online, whatever you want. It's not teen sensation. It's not wonder kind. It's not wonder kid. It's not prodigy or virtuoso. The 2 words that you need from this World Championships, it's summertime. And it is Summer McIntosh's time to step up and show us just how good she really is. And that starts with that 400 freestyle. And you look at the projection of this kid. Olympics in Tokyo, she's 14. She gets 4th in the 400. She gets 4th in that 4x2. She misses the final of the 200 freestyle. She comes back the next year, 15-year-old world champs, wins her 2 first world titles, 400 medley, 200 fly. She finishes runner-up behind Katie in that 400 freestyle, and then now comes to Fukuoka as a 16-year-old. This year already has the world record 400 freestyle, 400 IM. Day one, the implications for this 400 freestyle, we say it's an entree, an appetizer to Paris next year. It's more than that. There is so much on the line. And why there's so much on the line for this, she gave up the 200 IM because it's on day one as well, because she wants to solely focus her intent on defeating Ledecky and Titmus. And this is the one, we haven't had these 3 in a showdown since Tokyo. And these are rare. And this is a rare opportunity to stamp her authority on this. She's the world record holder now. She wants to be the world champion, and she wants to go into Paris with all eyes on her. And I'm with Sonny. It is a victory and world record in the 400 freestyle. It is a victory and world record in the 400 IM. It's a victory in the 200 fly. And here's my prediction. It is a victory and a world record in the 200 freestyle. That is what she's going to do. And this 400, this has big implications, not just for Summer, but it has implications for Katie, because I'm questioning now her legacy is on the line in this 400. If Summer defeats Katie in this 400 in world record time, then you're going to have to start asking questions. Is Katie really the greatest of all time?
Yes, she is.
Yes,
She's the greatest.
Won't even
She's the greatest.
Yes.
No one's
For the
questioning.
moment, for the moment, she's the greatest of all time. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big Katie Ledecky
Absolutely.
fan. But I think at the end of the career, she'll be the greatest distance freestyler of all time. But look at what Summer can do. 400 IM, 400 freestyle, 200 freestyle. She's not even doing the 200 IM here, which she'll probably add to Paris next year. She's a chance at 5 individual gold come Paris next year. She's a chance, obviously, at 4 gold here. And if she gets it done over Ledecky on this first day in world record fashion, well, it's really up for grabs. She's going to be, Canada's going to be known for things. Ice hockey, maple syrup, Ryan Reynolds,
McIntosh,
and probably in 8 days' time, Summer McIntosh.
What about this though? Okay. Summer wins all this, but does she win with the Omega watch on, or does she put it on when she gets her gold medal and hold up her gold medal with the Omega watch on then?
I
What's
heard
the
she
prediction?
plans
Does
on
she swim with the
swimming
Omega
it
watch
on.
on?
She's swimming
Nah.
with it on, isn't she?
Does she
Wonder
win?
how much
Is
she-
she good enough to win with the watch on?
I swear Summer was sponsored by Tag Heuer.
Tag
Oh, yeah,
Heuer,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yes.
God, I mean, I hope she doesn't pull out an Amiga watch. That's like winning these medals in a Speedo suit when you're sponsored by Funkita. You can't put the Amiga watch on the podium.
I couldn't keep up with all the watch, sponsorships that were going on. It was like, hey, I got a watch sponsorship, and everyone was like at the same time.
Who got
Omega's gonna
Amiga?
love that clip.
Amiga got Popovich and
Chad?
Frenchie.
What is Chad?
Leon.
Leon.
They already have Chad. They have Chad and Noe
Yeah.
already.
We got
Noe
Leon.
got
Leon and
Amiga as well.
Popovich came out, and they were like this, and then Summer was like this, and it was like this watch off. Everyone had watches on.
Yeah. Big
I'll put this question out to the group. What does Summer have to do to supersede Ledecky? If she beats Ledecky in the 400 here in Fukuoka, she beats her again in Paris, both in world record time. There's no other race that she races her against. What more does she have to do?
12 more years of being undefeated. Okay. That's
I
about
get
right.
that. And do you think she can be undefeated in that, especially for Summer in the 400 IM? She's only 16, she's only young, but gee, the future looks insane.
Well, it doesn't really, because she hasn't won anything yet. It's insane in your brain. She hasn't
She's
won.
not world record holder in the 400 freestyle, the 400 IM.
She hasn't won a single race yet. Like we're days away, and then you've given her like 16 gold medals already. Like,
Well, again,
over the next 2 years.
Brett, she's the defending champ in the 400 IM. She's the defending champ in the 200 fly. She's already a 2-time world champion at 15.
World record holder.
And then, 2 world records already this year at 16.
Yeah, but I'm not even going to entertain a conversation of is she in Ledecky's league until after those 2 years. Now, I'm not going to start a conversation of like she's the greatest of all time and she hasn't won the 16 medals that you're predicting she's going to win. So it's like, let her win the 16, let her dominate the world for 2 years, and then we can have a Ledecky conversation about who's dominant. But in terms of her possibly beating Ledecky at this championship, I think, yes, you're right. Like she could certainly possibly beat Ledecky at this championship. She could certainly go on and break world records. She just hasn't done it yet. So it's like, it's exciting, the possibility of it maybe happening. But listen, we all know there's a physiology in swimming, and then there's a psychology in swimming. You've got to go out there and you've got to perform in front of this massive crowd, this massive audience. You've got to go down and take the greatest of all time out. Now, there's only really one person that's had a chance to do that and done it, and that is Ariane Titmus. All right, she's proven that she can do that, right? And so Summer's now got to go out there and show the world that she can dominate not only Ledecky, but also Titmus. And listen, I've seen some photos, I've seen some videos come out of Titmus, and I think we're overlooking her a little bit. I think we looked at her results at trials and thought, oh, maybe she's not at her best. This woman is going to be at her best. She's coached by Dean Boxall. We know Dean prepares his women just as good or better than anyone else in the world. I think Titmus is going to be a force at this championships. I would not overlook her in the slightest.
I think the real question about Summer McIntosh is why did she pull out the 200 IM? I don't even think it's a schedule problem, right?
Yeah, it's on day one. So heat and semi on day one. I just think she knows the importance on that 400 freestyle. And I think this is a test for her program. She has those 4 events. If this all goes, pardon the pun, swimmingly for her, and she does really well and wins 3 of the 4 and completes it well, I think the 200 IM comes into her program for Paris, and she has a shot at 5.
Yeah, you're right, Kurt. I'm an idiot. That she'd have to
It's
swim
first up.
prelims and then semis.
Yeah, it's pretty major.
Yeah, that's a lot, especially
you know
when she's
what?
trying to win.
Do you know
That's
why
400.
Katie is so awesome? And this is one of the simplest things in my opinion. But what are the 2 most uncontested events at this entire World Championships? We're not even going to talk today about who wins the women's 800 and the women's 1500. Like, it's Katie Ledecky is winning them by like 15 seconds. Just because she has competition in one of her 3 events, right? We're all of a sudden like questioning her ability. She wins the 800 by 10, 5, 10? Doesn't matter. 1500. She could win it by 25 seconds. Like this
I'm
is
not questioning her ability, but is she a one-trick pony? Can she only do distance freestyle? Then you go back to Summer, and I agree with Brett. She hasn't put the resume together. She's only 16, and time will tell. But Summer has that ability to go 400 IM, 200. Like, what are the 3 toughest events that you never want to do as a swimmer? 400 IM, 200 fly, 400 free. Like, they're 3 events that are quite brutal, and she is a cracker, a chance at being the best of all time in all 3.
Yeah, I think it's exciting. Look, even this comment here, like, you know, we're talking about Summer, we're talking about Ledecky, and look, one of the youngest, exciting talents in the world right now, and then one of the most respected, you know, talents of all time. And then in the middle, you've got Titmus, who can beat them both on any given day. So it's like, it's so exciting that we've got this situation, right? It's almost like we're watching tennis being played out, and you've got your top tennis players all kind of at the same time, you know, the greatest of all time, kind of all playing against each other. So it's this is going to be an exciting World Championships when it comes to those events. Yeah,
it's definitely the best way to start the meet off is this first day 400 freestyle with these 3 amazing women. It's going to be the best way you could start a championship meet. So hopefully, you know, like Sonny keeps thinking 353, 354, Summer McIntosh way out in front, but I'm hoping for a race.
Well, you speak of world records, 400 IM on that first night as well with Leon. And if you had to put your house on world records coming into this, surely you're thinking both the women's and men's 400 medleys would be first and second, wouldn't they, on your list?
No.
Yeah. The women's, yeah, but the men's.
No, not the men's.
No,
Why, Sonny?
Sonny, tell us why.
Is it not the longest standing world record?
I don't know. That's
It is.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's probably why. Because it's Michael Phelps and he was pretty good. Just look. I'll believe it when he does it. I'll believe it when he swims that time. I think Leon Marchand in the 4 AM has been the most overhyped thing ever.
Whoa!
It was the biggest blown out of proportion from a yard swim to like 359 is possible. And I'm like, whoa. Where did that come from? Like,
I started that.
Someone's going to go sub 4 minutes? Like, whoa.
I started that.
Was that Brett Hawke?
Yes.
I did. I started that. I'm proud of that. I'm proud. I'll stand by it.
Yeah, no, I Sonny, I think you're right. Like, if he goes 404 again, I'll be impressed. But man, how do you go even faster? Didn't he split like 107 on the 100 breaststroke? Like, how much more can you squeak out?
His breaststroke's so good. I just think and correct me if I'm wrong, but that was Phelps's weakest stroke, right? So I just feel like that gap there that he can make up there. I don't know. Surely he's got to be a half a chance, surely. And he hits it fresh, right? First day, first event.
Yes, first day, first event. So does the head coach of the US team stand over him while he's warming up?
No, he's going to be very respectful. He's going to be focused on America because America comes first, all right? Not this Leon guy, not this Frenchie.
What happens there? Is there like a contract or something? What happens if your coach is on another country's team? Like, can he warm him up or not?
It's up to the country.
Let's
From what I understand, I've talked to David Marsh about this specific topic, and from what I understand, the US approach is you can text him, you can do sign language from across the pool, you can wink, you can give the thumbs up, but you can't actually go over and talk and go through race plans on the pool deck. So it all kind of has to be behind the scenes. Before you get to the pool, it has to be like, okay, go do your thing. And then I might see you back in the dining hall later and give you a high five. But it can't be public. It can't, Carson Foster's a potential winner of this event. You can't have the head coach of the US going over to the French guy and saying, hey, go whip up on Carson while I represent him and you. And it's all convoluted, right? So I think it has to be all behind the scenes is what I've heard.
No hugs.
You can wink, though.
Right. How about throw it around, say individual world records. If you had to pick, say 5 individual world records are going to drop in Fukuoka, what 5 events would they be in if you had to pick?
Sonny's going 7, so
Well, Sonny
Most
thinks the
likely.
mile's going to go.
5 most likely world records.
Didn't you say the mile, Sonny? You think that's going to get broken? Soon Young.
I really like 2 world records because there's more than one person that can get them. And them 2 events are the women's 200 freestyle, which we've kind of touched upon, but also the men's 1500. There's a great race form, and there's people with different strategies, and them different strategies will push people to be better at each part. So there's someone like Fink will help close fast. There's people like Florian Wellbrock and Palcineri who go out fast. And then you've got people like Dan Whiffen and Sam Short who are just solid and getting better and better. And then you've got Roman Chuck, who's one of the most technically beautiful swimmers ever. And you've got 6 guys that are going to race. And I think already this year, I think 2 of them have been within 3 seconds of the world record. One of them has a PB that's 1 second off the world record. There's 3 guys that could go under the 1,500 meter, not mile, by the way, 1,500 meter. This is not yards, Nate. I know you get confused.
Not confused.
I'm with Sonny.
I don't think
I'm with
this
Sonny
record's
100%.
I don't think it's going to be close.
That world
Sonny,
record
that
in
was
1500
like-
is gone. It's
Yeah,
gone.
that was
I
my
reckon
wildest
Wellbrock, I reckon
prediction.
Wellbrock gets it. Wellbrock gets
Sam
it.
Short 1500 world record is my wildest prediction.
Sorry,
I wrote down today.
I was with you, Meagen, until you said Sam Short. Like,
I know,
there's
I
3
was
guys
waiting
that could
for it.
break it. Sam isn't one of them. You know,
It's wild.
Palcineri, Wellbrock, they could
Wellbrock.
break it.
Mate, look at Wellbrook. He's taken out the 5K and the 10K.
That's a lot of racing, though.
No swimmer in World Championship history has won the 5K, 10K, and 1500 at the same championships. So he's got that history on the line. He's the world short course record holder. Man, he can go it. He can go 14:30, and I reckon he does the sweep. And Sun Yang comes back to swimming next year without this world record.
Wow,
I just
Son Yang
think
comes
it's so
back.
rare. It's going to be so hard to break that world record. I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh, okay. No, it's a good world record. It was
14:34 going to win it.
Yeah, I think it's an epic battle. I think it's a great fight because there's 7 guys in this field that can pop at any given time, you know, and there's guys that have been super consistent. So it's like I think it's just a great race. I doubt highly anyone's breaking a world record in that one.
And you're not going to be able to just walk into finals either.
no,
It's like
no.
if you're not under 1450, you got no chance at all to make it back to actually even get an opportunity to swim. So
I'm saving my wildest prediction for the end of the show, by the way. So tell me when we're coming to the end of this show because I've got my wildest prediction, and I think it's going to come true too.
Well, what
love
about
a wild
world record? What other world records? So
100, 200 back for women, for sure.
And 50.
1500 tuner back.
I'm 50.
50 is a big chance. All 3 women's backstrokes for sure.
It's
Surely Burkhoff and Smith have a
26.98.
chance in the 50.
Yeah, it's 26.98, and both Regan and Kat were 27.1, 2 and 1.3 at trials, 0.14 and 1.5 off. Like it's, you know, and Brett, 50s are a crapshoot. So I mean, I don't even know if that's close or if there's any skill involved. I think they all just like spin their arms, and one of them gets a world record and wins. I don't know.
Anyone can win.
50s.
Anyone
Anyone can win.
Anyone. It's a toss of a coin.
I mean, the men's side is pretty ripe too in the 50 and the 100 back. Not in the 200, not even close, but in the 50, the world record holders there. Hunter Armstrong is going to be in it. The 100 world record holder is going to be there. Thomas Chacon. So the backstroke across the whole board should be extremely fast.
Speaking of 50s, what about this? I love the fact that we've got these 50s of strokes. I think we need them at the Olympics. So I'm excited to watch these and get some winners here. But the 50 free, what about this? Roland Skuman is going back to Fukuoka after, what is it, 22 years, where he won a medal in the last Fukuoka World Championships. He's coming back 22 years. He's competing again now. Listen, he's got his work cut out for him. I think at one stage a couple of weeks ago, the South African Federation told him he wasn't allowed to swim the 50 free. He was only going to swim the 50 fly. I think just recently he sent me a message to say that the South African Federation is allowing him to swim the 50 free now. So Roland Skuman, 22 years later, is going to go back and compete. Look, it's going to be very tough to make a semifinal. I think, again, I've talked to all of you about this. You've got to be around that 21.8 mark to make top 16. You got to be around the 21.6 mark to make the top 8, and then you've got to be around 21 low to get on the podium. So he's got a long way from that. But just to go there and the nostalgia of Roland Schoeman, congrats to him. That's awesome.
Yeah, going to be exciting to see him. It's going to be fun to watch him swim,
Yeah.
Even if he's not going to win anything.
You know who was in the final of the last Fukuoka World Championships 53?
Brett Hawke.
No,
Kurt Hanson. No, I was. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, I was watching it.
Who was I next to? Pop quiz in the final. Who was I next to?
Pop quiz.
Come on, pop quiz. Who was I next to?
Popov.
No, I was next to Peter van den Hoogenbaan. Son of a bitch.
Cool name.
Beat me.
I got to go to work out. See ya.
What?
Yeah.
You just bailed like that?
Dude, the U.S. Navy's calling, baby. America never won him out.
Good exit. More world records. Is Katie a chance in the 800 world record after what we saw at US Nationals?
What? How far off was she? I didn't watch it.
Couple seconds.
3
It's
seconds.
not too far for her.
3 seconds.
3 seconds.
No,
You're at 807. It's 804.
Nah, I don't think
She's got a big program for 8:15, 4x2, a lot of racing, especially when they have to do, like at trials, they don't usually have to do 2 1500s. The time final goes straight through.
Right.
So a little bit of, I don't know where it is in the schedule. I haven't looked for that 800 freestyle for women. I mean, she's definitely not. I'd say, yeah, she's right up there for it. I haven't really looked too much into that.
Like with a taper, the way that she swam at nationals that race, like, she's feeling good.
She's just so far ahead though. Like she doesn't even, she's just so far ahead of everyone else. It makes it look, pretty easy for her to win. And we know that she can push herself, but can she push herself even more to get a world record out by herself in an 800? And is she that hungry for it at this year, or is she saving, I like a lot of athletes, are they, aiming towards more Olympics next year? This is just a bit of a building block.
Yeah. The problem with this as well is that her endurance was so good at the trials because she kept it up, and her shorter races weren't that flash. And if she wants to be competitive here, even the 400, like her 400 was not great at the trials. If she wants to be competitive in the 400, she's going to need to rest. She's going to need to taper much better, which could then affect her endurance for the other events. And like Sonny said, she's winning those events no matter what. So it's like she can afford to kind of not focus too much on being the best 1500 freestyler and maybe being more competitive in the 400 here and getting a little bit extra taper and rest and speed for that. So, yeah, I don't think she breaks those world records at that top end, but I think she's got more speed in the shorter events for this event.
I think the women's. Sorry. I think the women's 200 free is going to have a world record. I think they're so close, and I think I'd like to say Titmus, but I think it's going to be a battle between her and Summer. I really do, and Molly O absolutely. I think she's got that. She's got that mongrel in her with the last 50, but is she going to be close enough, or does she leave it a little bit too late? I think I'm not too sure, but I really that 200 freestyle for women's is really exciting, and I'd love to see
Siobhan in that mix as well.
Yeah, I mean, after her Man Ostrom series, I think she's definitely right in the mix. I'd love to see someone just break it. I'd absolutely love to. I mean, Titmus came close. Last year she was 0.02 or something, I think, off that world record for the 200 free. So to go under 153, yeah.
So pick it then, Megs. Pick it. Pick your 1, 2, 3 in that 200 free. Just put it out there.
Pick it. I mean, Ariane's my girl. I'm an Aussie, so I'll give her that. I'll give
Ariane gets the win.
I'll give Siobhan second. I really like. I think she's going under the radar at this World Championship. She had a mad Man Ostrom series. She looks good, and I think she's just there. She's not putting any pressure on herself. She hasn't come out and said anything too crazy. So I'd like to see her get up and go as close as she can. She's got early speed, so look out for her over that first 100. And then I'm saying Molly O for third.
So someone doesn't even get on the podium?
No.
Oh, wow.
See that, Sonny? You hear that?
Well, that's great. You've got 4 of the fastest 7 of all time there.
Yeah, 4 of the fastest 7.
I don't know who's going to place, but Summer's getting the world record. She'll drop a second off her PB, and she goes sub 153. She's going to go 152 something.
Oh, wow.
That's what I reckon.
Look at
what
that.
do you reckon, Sonny?
Sonny?
No, look, I don't really want to call this one. I'm not going to give an opinion on a medal podium. I'm very biased. I want Siobhan to win. I've worked with Siobhan. I've coached Siobhan, and look, Siobhan is really, really good, and I think she's underrated because one, you're all Australian and very biased yourselves, and that's fine. I'm telling you, I'm biased. But secondly, unfortunately, she injured herself in our training camp in Dubai before last Worlds, where she would have run away with the 100 and 200 of that meet. Genuinely, she would have. I mean, and it was a shame she wasn't there. She backed that up by winning 2 more golds at the World Short, or 1 more gold at the World Short Course last year. She's really good, and that's why she's a little bit more under the radar. But she's a lot better an athlete than she was in Tokyo when she went 153 and 52.2. She's a lot better athlete, and that's all I know. And that's why when I said about the really exciting world record prospects, the men's 1500 and the women's 200 free, because there's 4 girls who can genuinely break that world record.
Yeah, I just saw in the comments section, it's interesting. We haven't even mentioned really 2 of the greatest swimmers of all time. Sarah Sjöström we haven't really even dropped her name yet. And then Emma McKeon, like the greatest Australian Olympian of all time. We haven't even mentioned her yet. Like these 2 women not only competing at this championship, but competing against each other as well, which will be crackerjack. But, are we expecting big things from Sjöström, you guys?
Yeah.
Well, surely history-wise, that 50 fly, that is her baby. Like, what's she going for? 5 straight 50 fly titles. And only Ledecky has won 5 consecutive. So swim nerds don't get on me. I know Phelps has won 5, but he hasn't won 5 consecutive.
The greatest of all time. Is that who you're mentioning?
Yeah, sure. For now. And so Sjöström, her chances of winning that 50 fly, are going to be huge.
Yeah,
she puts a lot into that. So to join Ledecky with 5.
Well, then who wins the 50 free?
I don't know.
Dead silent.
Dead silence. Sonny, who wins the 50 free for women?
Sarah. No, it's like she's unreal. This is one of the stupider comments we've got. Sjöström is 29, no more world records for her, and Gretchen Walsh 25%. I love that odds chance of beating her. No, look, Sarah is so freaking good. And if you've ever watched Sarah in person swim, you understand why she's so good. And then you don't make calls like this. No, Sarah's winning both the 50s. She's kind of like Ledecky. That's on the same sort of level of dominance. They're her events.
Why didn't she win the last Olympics in the 53 then?
She had broken her arm 3 weeks before and still got the silver medal. I think she broke her arm the day before and still got the silver. She was told she had like a year of recovery, and she was like, screw you, I'm going to win an Olympic medal because I'm literally a Viking.
Listen, Sarah Sjöström, if you're listening to this or someone sends you this, I think you are incredible. Don't come after me at all. You're a
Brett,
freak of nature.
last time you called Sarah out, she messaged me like, hey, you get on Brett and tell him to shut up. So Sarah will be watching this, you watch it, Brett, because I wouldn't mess with her.
Yeah, and listen, I've seen all the Viking shows. I do not want to mess with her at all. If she's got Viking blood, I'm not saying anything bad about Sarah Sjöström. She is.
Didn't she get told she might not ever swim butterfly again after she broke her arm?
Yeah.
So like to come back and get a silver medal, I know it's in freestyle, obviously at Olympics, but this year, I think she might be definitely unbeatable in that 50 fly, 50 free. That's a pretty good double. I like that.
The Towering Inferno. Whose nickname is this?
Brett touched on it before as well about Emma. Has any swimmer of her level flown under the radar so much this year than she has? Her Australian trials wasn't sharp, but did what she had to do to get through. And then she comes into this Worlds as the current Olympic champion in the 50 and 100, and we're 40 minutes in and we're only just talking about it.
Well, listen, I think we could spend 3 hours talking about the women's side of swimming right now. Women's swimming is hot right now. It's just jam-packed with superstars. And you go from one star to the next and you overlook another one. Like we've barely talked about Molly O'Callaghan, who's just a phenomenal talent. I mean, could win every race she swims in. It's almost like any of these women could win all the races they're in. And yet
Katie Douglas, haven't spoken about her either.
Kate Douglas, Gretchen Walsh. I mean, these are freak talents. I mean, it's just incredible how deep women's swimming is right now. And so for us to be throwing out women's names, oh, she's going to win this, she's going to win this, based on what they've done in the past, I think is fair. But then you've also got to consider this new talent that's coming through. I mean, there's just freak talent left and right on women's swimming. I think it's incredible right now. Which is then kind of like, well, what's going on with the men? You know, where's all the men's?
And I think this is one of my bold predictions when was doing that. But Leon Marchand wins the 200 breaststroke, and all year he sort of said, "I'm not doing the 200 breaststroke." Well, I mean, he's
doing it.
List.
He's entered.
He's on the entry
I thought
list,
you had a secret gossip. You said he wasn't going to do it.
No, he said he wasn't doing it.
He's openly, him and Bob have all year said, no, it's a scheduled clash. We're not doing a 2 breast. We've done it at trials. That was it. He's still entered into it. He's been a 206 this year. So there's my prediction.
Is there a scheduled clash? Have you looked at it and seen, is there a clash?
I think it's 2 a.m. Kurt, have you got it there? I think it's 2 a.m. semi it clashes with.
Well, but I don't know. I've seen some stuff, from the world record holder in the last couple of weeks. I think he's relishing in the fact that people are kind of expecting Marchand to go out there and take this from him. I think he's down to the challenge. Megs, what do you think? You know him.
Stubblety Cook?
Yeah.
I think he's too busy having some decent coffees.
He
loves the coffee. He's a big coffee fan. I think.
I don't know. Check his social media though. I think he's like inspired here. I think he's like, come on, boys, bring it.
Yeah, I think he's a different little character. I think Stubblety Cook. He's pretty quiet, and I think he likes to do the chasing. I really think, obviously, that's the way he swims as well. But I would never count out a world record holder, Olympic champion. So, yeah, he doesn't have the speed that most of them have over that 100 to take into the 200. But I'd never write him out. I think he hasn't really had the best year. The last year, coming off that high, coming off Olympics, coming off, he won the world's commies, short course. He's won, nearly everything there is to win. So I think he still wants to win, though. I think he's coming in under the radar a little bit as much as you can as a world record holder. But I think he actually wants to go head to head with Marchand. I think he wants to prove that he's the best. He's the world record holder for a reason, without saying it. So do I think he's going to break his world record? No.
He's not 130 pounds. There's no way.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it was a classic. The thing with Sonny Cook is he's not phased. He knows he has the worst start. He knows he's going to be 8th at the first 50. Like, he's so used to people being in front of him that he can't get in his head. He does his own race, and
I'd love to see them go head to head. I'd love it.
So. Yeah.
I want to see that race. I really like to see that race. I think it'd be good. And I think it'd be good for both of the athletes, both Leon and Zach, I think, to go head to head. And I think it's good for men's breaststroke as well. So I'd like to see that little duo go at it.
I love this. I love the fact that we're talking about these head-to-head matchups right now, because in the lead up to this, it was like who wasn't going, and like as you look at this thing, there's just incredible matchups left and right here, especially when it comes to racing for the gold. Like ultimately it's about gold medals, and I think we've got incredible matchups in all of these races where, I hope Leon does swim it. It'll be good to see those two go at it.
And have we spoken enough about the 100 free? And can we throw anyone else's hat in the ring?
Well, we haven't spoken enough about the 50 free. Let's go back to the men's 50 free, because that's the race of the century. That's the greatest race. That's where everyone stops. The world stops. I think in Australia, you get 35 billion people stop and watch that race.
Stops the nation.
It stops the nation.
Yeah.
No, listen.
The men's 53.
No, we have talked about it a lot, but Kyle Chalmers is just an exciting prospect, and I think he's put himself under not Kyle Chalmers.
Cam McAvoy.
Big boy.
Yeah, Cam McAvoy. Sorry, Cam. It's early over here in California. I need more coffee. Cam McAvoy has put himself in a fantastic situation, but he's also put himself back in the spotlight where the pressure's on him. And he hasn't done well in the past with the pressure on. I think what McAvoy has done well this time is he's staying true to the process. He's focusing on the process. Now, it's all well and good to say all process, but when you're standing behind the blocks and you're in lane 4 at the World Championships, and all of a sudden all the cameras and all the lights and all the people are watching you, then all the process in the world kind of goes out the window, and you got to then execute. So it'll be interesting to see Cam McAvoy. We had James Gibson on the show last week, and he's got 2 incredible prospects that I think could win this thing too. But yeah, the men's 50 will be just fun to see Cam doing his thing and showing the world a different way to train, different way to approach preparation. I just love that about what Cam's doing. He's turning sprinting on its head right now. And look, honestly, I think James has probably been doing a lot of this anyway, but Cam is going from what he was to what he is now, is really shining a light on this sprint freestyle, build up. And I think it's going to be a great race.
So Cam, Flo, Ben, anyone else out of those 3?
Cam, Flo, Ben are the big 3, right? And then I guess you could put in who won the US trials?
Brett, is Ryan Held going to win a medal?
Held.
Ryan Held won. Won the US trials. Ryan Held could get the bronze. Yes, he could fight for the bronze. He could fight for the bronze. Now, the reason why I say that is because it comes down to hundreds of seconds, right? So if Flo is in that 21.5 mark, then yes, he could absolutely get a medal. Now, if Flo is back in the 21.3 mark, I don't think Ryan Held gets a medal. I don't think Ryan Held goes 21.3. He could certainly go 21.4, which would put him in that fight for the bronze for sure. I don't think silver. I think gold and silver are in that 21.2, 21.3 mark. That's where the gold and silver is to me. I think the bronze is in that 21.4, 21.5 mark. So yes, Ryan Held could certainly get a bronze medal. And I think that's the 4. I don't think there's anyone else really in contention for the top 4.
I like Dylan Carter just because he has the start. And he's been working on the swim speed. He's on a PB at the Central American Games. I know you're going to laugh. 21.8 is the time that everyone does. But he has the start. He has the start to put himself in the race at least.
Where's he training?
He trains in Trini.
Yeah, he's not going to be in the mix.
He's got the start. He can get to 15. And you always say it's about getting to 15.
Yeah, not training in Trini. No.
Was anyone surprised that Chalmers didn't do the 50 at trials?
No.
Was it just me?
No, he doesn't do that long course ever.
Yeah, which is surprising because his short course, he's ripped one. He's ripped one short course. I'd love to see him rip a long course one. I think
he'd be all right. His start's pretty good. His breakout's pretty nice, and I think he's getting faster as he goes out in that 100. So I was a little bit surprised not to see him, just to have a swim to see what he could do, whether he does it or not, if he made it at Worlds. But obviously he doesn't, so that's not really. I was just a bit surprised, that's all.
Yes, the answer to that question, Jordan Crooks is swimming, and he's a potential semi-finalist based on his best time.
Hawke, you just give us a rundown with these sprinters with age. And obviously we saw what Anthony Irvin did in Rio, and a bit like a fine wine. How old can they go and still be world-class, do you think, in your opinion?
How old can they go? Well, I think this is where guys like Bruno, Anthony Irvin did it at 35. Like we're seeing you can go longer. I mean, it really comes down to injuries and kind of that. Look, I'll be honest with you. I got a message from McAvoy the other day, and he was like, I'm having a hard time at the preparation meet at the preparation camp because number one, I'm doing my own thing. I'm out there. I'm basically training starts and breakouts, right? Like that's what he's doing to be the best he can be. And I'm surrounded by 16, 17-year-old girls. You know what I mean? Like you get to be a 31, 32, 33-year-old man and you're on camp with 16, 17-year-old girls. It's not fun. You know what I mean? It's like you're not in the place where you feel like, oh, this is the best place for me to be the best in the world, right? You're getting carted around with these young children and you're under the same rules and you're under, so unless Swimming Australia can say, hey, we've got an older generation and we're going to give them a little bit, but the rules are going to be different over here. So when they're on camp, they can bring their wives and children and they can go out and they can have some extra time and they can do whatever they want. Now, these kids over here are going to be under the thumb a little bit, right? But while you're still just putting everybody in the same group, it's not fun for a Cam McAvoy to be around children being treated like a child. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to throw that out there. So the longevity, that has to play here, right? Like, how often can you say to yourself, yeah, I want to go away with the Australian team and sit in camp for 3 weeks and be treated like a child around other children? Like, it wears on you, you know? So that's going to be a factor. Now, that's probably where a guy like, Dylan Carter at Trinidad, he can just go and do what he wants, and he can be that man, right? So maybe that works in his favor. Maybe I was a little too critical on Trinidad, right? But he can go and do that. So that all has to play with this, and it's interesting. I've talked to Bruno about this as well. I've been on the Brazilian team and just being treated like a child, you know, when you go away to these things. So swimming needs to evolve is basically what I'm saying as well, you know?
Yeah, I think that comes with time, certainly, and you make some good points. I always find it so bizarre, the Olympic Village idea where you have to get, you know, chucked in with someone and you're rooming in there. And like you said, if you've got a wife and kids and you see like what the dream team does, they get a boat and they all live on the boat with all their family and all their kids, right. And that's the professionalism and obviously they're at a level where they just can't be in the village because they're just too famous. But it's I think it'll evolve over time, hopefully.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Thoughts in this 100 freestyle about outside of David and Kyle? What, like, can Pan mount a challenge? Who else has a chance?
Sonny's the best to ask here, I think.
We're getting a few people in the comments talking about the Chinese guys because there's obviously Pan Zhan Li, but we also have this guy in the breaststroke, Quinn Hyang, and a lot of people are talking about the 100 breaststroke. So I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that? Because obviously no PT, but is Nick Fink going to be the guy? Is people are talking about Martin Eggy, that they like him as well. Is he going to be the guy?
Well, this is one of those weak events, isn't it, Megs, at World Champs for Men? I think this is a really weak event.
And I think with the Chinese, it'd be really interesting because I know Asian Games are in September. And so for them, sometimes Asian Games is actually bigger than World Championships. They get more sponsorship, they get more money. So it'd be interesting to see if they have tapered fully for Worlds or they're saving themselves for Asian Games. So I think that's probably one to kind of counterfact in as well. I guess we're not going to know until Worlds who does that. But yeah, I think that breaststroke is up for grabs at the moment, leading in. I think it's surprised, I think everyone, you know, at US trials, how fast he went. Was it 58.3? So, and I think that's, you know, that's pretty quick. And I think hopefully he can go a little bit quicker.
Sonny, what's world record?
56.88.
56.8. Listen to this, Megs. You just said 58.3, how quick that was. The world record is 56.8. Like, what are we talking about?
I know.
58.3 is slow.
But the difference between 56.8 and 58, though, there's not too many men that are in between that. Like, you've got Adam Peaty going.
No,
you know,
that's what I mean. It's a weak event.
Come on.
It's a weak event. Imagine a man winning the 100 free in 48.4 at this World Championships and being like, wow, that was quick.
Sonny, the implications of not having Petey as well for that medley relay, Wilby comes into that. That's got to sting
it
back.
Takes away. We go from a potential gold medal threat to probably not getting on the podium. It's a very clear implication. We're not competitive. Yeah.
Hey, we're coming up on an hour here, so I do want to wrap this show. I've got one more big statement to make. So you guys, Kirk, roll us through.
I was just going to say, do you want to roll around your one more outrageous prediction for Worlds before we go?
Yeah,
most outrageous.
Let's go with Megs first.
I think it's not really anyone, but I think in the women's 400 meter freestyle, I think there could be one or two other women to break the 4-minute barrier besides the big three.
You going to name names or?
Lani Pallister and that's a New Zealand girl, Eric Fairweather.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big G, she get in as well, Chinese girl?
Yeah, she can,
Yeah, we'll chuck her in there.
Yeah.
If she's tapered, no, not for Asian Games. Yeah, chuck her in there. I'd like to see some more girls go under that 4-minute barrier than just concentrate on the top 3. So that's my wild prediction. That's a big barrier too. So yeah, the girls.
I think that's a great prediction. I like that.
Sonny, what do you got?
I don't know. I've said it before. Let's go back to the GB men. We win the 4x100 freestyle.
Hang on. You said that's funny. You said the GB men win the 4x2. Right?
Oh, no, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's
okay.
It's gonna be
Do I get the world record? Do I get the world record in the 4x2?
Yeah, look, just to put it into perspective, we're the first nation in history to have 3 guys active under 145, and the 4th guy has a 143 split twice.
Are you bold enough then to say one of those men wins the 200 freestyle individually?
That's a stupid thing. No. There's that's like, what's the relevancy? We've got the deepest 200 freestyle, but we haven't got David Popovic. If David Popovic had 3 other guys that go 144, Romania win. But unfortunately for Popovic, there's no one else under 150 in the whole country.
So none of those Brits come close to Popovic. Is that what you're saying?
No, look, no. I mean, only like Matt Richards is looking really sharp, but I think he could really shock everyone, and that would be going 144.0 or even a 143. But that's not Popovic. Tom Dean can go a PB. That's 144.0, 143. That's not beating Popovic. So no. But I think
podium.
I think we could world record in both the 4x2 and even maybe threaten that 4x1. And that's an elite world record. That's Beijing, and that's the 46.0 anchor. That's the hottest take I'll have. And look, you can at me if I'm wrong, but I've got to believe, right? I've got to believe.
I love it.
GB men break the world record on the 4x1. There you go. I love that. Nice job. Okay. Kurt, what are you thinking?
I'm just sticking with my 2 world records. Summer in the 200 freestyle. Like I said, she drops a second. She takes Federica's record out, goes a 152 something. And then I'm on the Florian Wellbrock train. I reckon he gets a world record in the 1500 freestyle. He goes 14:30, and he becomes the first swimmer in history to win the 5K, 10K, and 1500 all at the same world championships. And also then becomes the world short course and world long course 1500 record holder.
Damn. Yep. Wow. That is a hot
Pretty
take.
cool
like
to
that.
go from 10K to 1500. Like, that's a big gap to go from. I love that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we talked about female freaks the other day on the last show. He's a male freak. Like, look at his wingspan. Like, I saw him the other day. I was like, geez, that's an athlete right there, you know?
It
I
is an
like
athlete.
as well how he rested. He didn't do the German 4x1500 relay. He was like, nah, look, I just want to preserve myself for the pool. Like, I've done the 10 and the 5. Yeah. Don't want to overcook it with that 1500 relay. So, you know he's taking it seriously.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so the hottest take of the day, of the championship. The last time the Australian team won the gold medal tally was at the Fukuoka World Championships 2001. Australia won the gold medal tally. Here's my hot take. Australia wins it again this time. Australia wins tally.
Oh, we love it.
Australia wins gold medal tally, Fukuoka 2023. That's it. That's going to happen.
Australia, baby.
I don't think so, but
yep. No, I'm not saying overall medals. I'm saying the gold medal tally. Australia wins it, and they walk away as the #1 nation in the world in swimming going into Paris 2024. Australia is going to be the #1 swimming nation in the world.
Well, Don Talbot shining down from above.
No Ian Thorpe this time. Yes. That's right. He carried me last time.
I think our breaststroke might let us down a little bit in the women, the 50, 100, 200, and even in the 100 men's.
On gold, you don't need that. On gold, you need Katie to beat Regan in the 100 and 200. On gold, you need
we're doing that.
Sam Short to go that 1500 world record.
He's going to get it.
You need Carl to beat Popovic. And if then things happen, I just think the women, on men's maybe, but women's...
No, overall, I said overall, Australia's going to be the #1 swimming nation in the world after this. They're going to win the gold medal tally.
That's a big take. I like it. And just to quickly wrap up the show, does anyone have any care about the mixed relay someone just asked about?
No.
Okay.
Mixed relay?
No?
How's mixed relay even added an event? Like, how is that even relative? It's so ridiculous. if you ask
Yeah.
me.
Well, we can talk about all those events to pull out and pull in at a later date. But Brett, do you want to give an update on everyone and watching as well about how we're going to cover the Worlds and when they can check in with us as well and watch?
Yeah, listen, I believe. Look, we're all over the world. Sonny's in England. I'm in Irvine. Kurt, where are you right now?
New York.
You're in New York. Megs,
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan. And then Nate's in Virginia. So like we're all over the shop. So when we talk about time zones, it's really difficult to say one time zone because we're all over the world. But listen, from my perspective, the World Championships finals start live at 4 a.m. California time, right? That's me. These guys, it's all over the place. But for me, it's 4 a.m. I believe we start Sunday morning at 4 a.m. First World Championships finals. We're going to go live. We're just going to hit the live button. I've got TVs back here. I've got my little screen here, but these TVs are going to be playing some swimming, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to watch it as we have every other time. We're going to go live, and we're just going to talk. We're going to watch. Kurt and Megs might do a little commentary if we're all synced up, but that's the way it's going to go, I believe. So we'll have a little bit of fun with it. We want everybody to join us, hopefully, and if you can't join us live, you can watch back later that day. But yeah, 7 a.m. for Tim. That's pretty good. I wish it was 7 a.m. He must be on the East Coast.
7 a.m. for my time as well.
Yeah.
And all 8 days straight.
Look, that's the plan. Who knows what can happen? You know, we might get a cramp.
You'll get it. Day 8, 4 a.m.
Yeah, break a wrist or something, and anything could happen. We pull out, but we'll see. We've got all the best intentions in the world. I will tell you this. Tomorrow, I'm pretty excited about this. I'm going to drop my second backyard throwdowns. It's with Milo Kavic. Him and I race right out here in this pool that I'm looking at right now. We had a race last week, and I'm telling you, I could not have written it any better. If you know the history of Milo Kavic, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It could not have been written any better. We're going to put that out tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. And then Sunday, we're going to come live show, all of us, and have some fun. So, look, we're all swim nerds. We're all swim fans. And listen, this isn't the way the World Championships are going to go based on what we said, because we know nothing. But we know a hell of a lot more than those other people that are pretending they know something. So we feel pretty good about that.
Sonny, do you have a secret VP? I mean, there's no World Champs broadcast through the BBC. How do you watch it? What's your secret VPN? Have you got a trick for UK viewers?
In all seriousness, if your country do not have a broadcast on TV, you are okay, because then you end up with a free link. So we actually have a free link on the internet. Eurovision is free. You have to sign up, make an account. And then if all else is lost, FINA have a paid service on their website, or World Aquatic have a paid service on their website. So there is no excuse for anyone in the world to be able to watch the World Championships. Just, it might be easier for some people, but if you've got an internet connection, you will be okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's watch it together. Let's have a little fun. 4 a.m. It's probably too early for the whiskey, so I'll probably be on the coffees,
Me too.
Be good.
I can't wait to watch you race Milorad Kavic. That's going to be like the perfect appetizer for world champs.
I'm telling you, I did not script it. I went all out. He went all out. It's just poetry. It's from the gods. It's just one of the greatest races you'll ever witness. So tomorrow, I hope they chop it up well. I'm not doing the editing, but the editing should be fun on this one. So hopefully they get it right. But
did you give a flex afterwards?
Listen, of course I did. What are you talking about? I can barely fit it in a t-shirt.
Brett doesn't even. I've watched the video. Brett doesn't even know if he wins, but he flexes.
And that's what you should do, right? You shouldn't wait for the scoreboard. You should tell the other guy, dude, I just whipped you. But
it's like boxing. When they're both putting their hands up, waiting for the result, and they're both like, "Come on!" And it's like, "Well, one of you won?" That's Brett. That's Brett.
That's me. It's a bit of fun. Hey, listen, we're having fun with it. All right, guys, appreciate it.
I like
Cheers.
it.
Thanks.
See you,
We out.